Do you ever feel down? Have you ever been robbed? Was your biggest week of the year ruined by thieves and goons? Well, mine was, and that is where Strange Brigade came in to save the day. I was bummed as heck. All my stuff was gone. My week was in shambles, and then I got to go play Rebellion's Strange Brigade very early in my E3 adventure 2018, and we're going to check out the game together. I played this last year at E3, and it has come quite a ways, establishing itself as a really fun and really interesting co-op game that may fill the Left 4 Dead void we're probably all feeling. I am Frank. Actually, I'm Zach, but for this video, I'm going to be Frank. And there's 4 playable characters. This is a co-op-centric game with a bunch of different missions where you're going, trying to take out the crazies with your friends, but also get a little competitive because you want the loot for yourself, and there's some really cool special weapons, and if you take alternate paths and say bye-bye to your friends for a little bit, or sneak off without them noticing, you may become the most powerful, and then you may get the most kills, and therefore you may get the most best loot. So it's got that really nice mix of co-op and competitive. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check out more. Big thanks to the folks at Rebellion for bringing me in to check out the game and for making my week a whole lot better right from the get-go. Let's get into it.
A suspiciously sinister valley leading to a mysterious mountain temple. A day at the races for the Strange Brigade. Aha! Tally-ho, Strange Brigade!
Alright, I'm going to dive us straight into the gameplay. There are some kind of corny / cool cutscenes that really establish the vibe. It's like this 1930s Egyptian feel. It reminds me of the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland. Have you ever been on that? If not, have you ever seen the Indiana Jones movies? It kind of feels like if I stepped out of the vehicle in the Indiana Jones ride and ran around. That would be what Strange Brigade feels like. Also, I guess, if there were zombies, mummies, all sorts of attacking evil, and I had a lot of weapons. So you have a special power as well as a primary weapon and a secondary weapon. The 4 characters have different loadouts. Again, you'll notice a lot of similarities to things like Left 4 Dead. We're getting some coins here. Coins are important. You're going to utilize those as you go.
Reinforcements and just in the nick of
it's a very pretty game. I will add that. This level is called the Lost Valley, and what's cool here is it's a pretty big mission, and apparently this is not even the full mission. So it seems like these levels are going to be very large with a lot of different paths and with opportunities to work together as well as opportunities to, like I said, kind of sneak off and do your own thing. All with the focus of taking everyone out and surviving as long as you can, leading to gigantic boss battles. Wait till you see that thing. Alright, so we're grabbing some ammo, and we're gonna get on the way. I was being led by a developer who was explaining what exactly, is going on, the different elements, but it's pretty self-explanatory. There are a lot of different things that you're going to want to activate. There are a lot of things that you are going to want to touch and click because they will help you, whether it's to advance throughout the environment, or maybe it's to activate some trap that will help you take down whoever is racing straight for you. Here are the first people racing straight for us. These guys. Some of them have heads. Some of them have missing pieces of heads. All of them hate us. And so therefore, we're going to hate them right back. I have a long-range rifle. It is a one-shot with a reload. But as you see, it fires pretty quickly. And I'm getting points / coins as I go. My headshots are working wonders. We'll swap to that pistol there just so you can see some different ammunition, some different weaponry. And I'm looking to build my meter so that I can activate my special ability. That's what's right there in the center. There are some other ways to modify your loadout. You have like these special gems that can be inserted into your guns that give them different perks as well. And you also have a projectile, so you can pick like a grenade or dynamite, things of that sort. Shoot me! Well, shoot me and stay out the way is what it should have said. I'm also going for these cats. There are collectibles, and I want to get all of the cats before anyone else does. Kindly, they have placed ammo drops throughout, and I'm not sure exactly how many of these campaigns or of these missions or these levels there will be in the final game, but hopefully quite a few, because I could see that being really cool, especially if you are able to sort of run them over and over again for loot, which kind of seems to be the idea here. That's what I did in Left 4 Dead, except there's no loot, and so that's what kind of adds to the excitement here, and the thrill is that you are going to be grabbing stuff, and I would hope unlocking quite a bit throughout the way. That was my special right there. You saw me get kind of those instant kills. I do wish the special was a little bit more special, and I get that it's powerful and that I was able to target and take down a lot of the enemies quickly, but I wish it felt a little bit more, like there was a little bit more oomph. I think that is, like, if I had to say one thing I'd want, it would be that there was more oomph from that special, and that there was just a little bit more impact. But that's something that can easily be worked out here. This is beta footage, as you see. The game is coming out later this summer, so it comes out at a good time. It is $49.99, so that's pretty cool. Not a full price title, which is always, to me, very interesting. We don't get very many mid-tier games these days. It's not something that happens very often, unless you're going to talk like strictly downloadable or strictly indie. So I think that's cool. All right, we are blowing those guys sky high. Fire in their future and in their past, because I don't think they're going to exist very much longer. I can activate my amulet. You see it right there. And you have different amulets that you can pick. You have different projectiles, like I mentioned. You have different primary and secondary weapons based on the characters and what you got going on. Alright, that guy stole my blue kitty. Thank you very much. Don't appreciate it. So there's multiple paths here. You can see it kind of branches off. And I was staying home just to be with everybody and kind of follow along with the developer's lead. But you can't just venture off like they're doing and try to go advance, find loot, at the risk of running into a whole lot of bad dudes. So there are going to be obviously some enemies that are stronger, some enemies that are more fodder. That guy got punched straight out of existence. I really like the punch. It shows a lot of bravado to just go up there and punch the freaking zombie in the face. The mummies are the ones to watch out for. Those are the guys that have a lot of health points. They have an excessive amount of protection. The bandages are not just a fashion statement. They clearly affect the whole freaking game. Alright, so kind of a bit confused of where we go here, and this is where you do need to work together, because maybe you can't figure it out. Maybe you do need to say, hey, player 3, lead me, and they will. We're going to climb the lovely rivers. I've always wanted to get out of a Disney ride. I don't think that would do so much good for my Disney love, though. I'd probably get kicked out of the park, and I don't want my annual pass to be rejected. My dad, though, if you want to know a random fun story here, he clearly had a more strange Brigade than I had, when he went to Disney for the first time with his friend got out of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride and was scaring kids. Definitely do not condone that behavior, but still kind of makes me dream of always running around a Disney ride, which I do appreciate about Strange Brigade, that I kind of feel like I'm moving about that Indiana Jones. Right, okay. So we have activated an arsenal here where we can go and either equip or sell these gems, as you see. Putting them onto our gun will do different things for us in terms of extra damage, reload with greater speed, pretty typical stuff, but it is going to power up your weapon, and it's happening in real time. So there is a little bit of frenetic speed that you want to operate with, because I don't want my friends to go and steal all the goody stuff there, right? We don't want them to have everything. Sticky grenade feels like a good way to go, and I guess they were camping too and trying to adjust their loadout. So a very cooperative group of brigadiers here. Is that even a word? Brigaders? Brigadiers? Does that even make sense? Adventurers. How about that? We'll stick with that. Stick with the simple. Because the game has more complexity than when I played it last year. It was really cool to play something back-to-back years and see how it improved. As I mentioned, just overall polish. It seems like there's a lot more going on, and in terms of the environments, they are far more detailed, more options, just greater effects, and all in all, a more enthusiastic experience, one that is more fun. And then they kind of just play into the kitsch, they play into the goofiness, as I mentioned, and I think that's really good. You know, if they were going to try to go super serious here, may not have been the right take on this type of game. I think leaning into sort of that funny slash corny slash adventuring vibe is really awesome and benefits them well. Okay, this one dude does not deserve my amulet, so we will just peg him from behind instead. Grab the headshot. Sorry for the misses there. I guess I just wanted to let player 3 feel good about themselves. And we are going to activate, because now that's worthy of that brutal 6 enemy insta-kill. They're dropping spikes. I like the traps as well. It reminds me of either like Orcs Must Die, Fortnite Save the World, things of the sort. That's kind of cool. I feel like there's more to do environmentally than Left 4 Dead. It's not as, like, what's the word? It's not as, you're not getting downed, at least in this level. Maybe it was set to be pretty easy, but you're not getting downed as much as in Left 4 Dead, and I don't know how they handle the like the revival mechanic or whatnot. I don't think any of us died in this mission. I'd be curious to know how that works. But I found Krakatoa, so what the heck. This is a special weapon, and once the ammo is used, it will be discarded. But boy, is it fun to use while you've got your 20 shots. So these enemies have been frozen, punched. Look at this. What kind of madness is happening with these characters? I think it'll be cool to see what kinds of, like, cool, you know, as much as you're working against each other, what kind of cool sequences and what kind of cool teamwork tactics you can build with your squad, especially if you're going to work with the same group throughout the game. But we are just fire and brimstoning these people straight out of the atmosphere. We'll gather here. All team members are needed. So we all got to kind of put our magic powers here. Activate this crystal. Let's go, let's go. One of those instances where we do need to high five. Destroy the crystal.
Ambushed again. Look out, Brigade.
Okay, great. That does not sound good. The trap will not protect because there is going to be a massive wave. And I guess you kind of want to prepare for that. I feel like we are pretty darn ready. And we're utilizing the environment to our advantage. Going in, getting a lot of quick kills. And luckily this Krakatoa came just at the right time because it's really helping me take out the Horde very effectively here. I do hope that there is more enemy variety throughout. As I mentioned, this is just part of a level, and there are multiple levels and multiple parts of the level, so I assume that you'll face, you know, gradually increasingly difficult enemies. Here are the mummies that I mentioned. They're not very friendly. They don't like us. That's why we make them fly high into the sky, away from my eye, and then I'll use some of my money to buy a little bit of extra goodies here. Flamethrower is what I bought. Thank you very much. That feels like a good way to go. And we are going to burn the freaking mummies. I feel like mummies would hate fire the most. Their bandages can't handle it. This guy did a pretty good job of lasting like 2.5 seconds, but we took him out. Okay. Now we have the fleet of foot.
Acrobatic assailants, to arms, strange brigade.
Special disappearing soldiers called ghouls, deadly devils from beyond the grave. I think everyone here is from beyond the grave. That's kind of the overarching theme of the level. Dead dudes that don't want you to be alive anymore. They're really just welcoming friends. They want us to join them in the afterlife, full of garish faces, yellow teeth, and really bony bodies. I'm going to activate that trap and allow it to help me, and then my amulet comes in. This is where it got really cool, because now we're just chaining stuff back and forth, and that's where I mentioned like those teamwork tactics could really come in. We've got a few dudes up above, and they are blazing us, so probably should take those out. Teammates, can we get them? The dudes on the balcony, back in row G. Do not let them watch the show anymore. Those blue things, if you didn't notice, by the way, they're floating, are kind of the souls, the things that you want to absorb for your amulet. Really a helpful idea, and you do need to collect them. So you are pressing one of the triggers to get that going here. A teammate is down, actually. I didn't know that happened. So I guess we just go over and revive them. I'm not sure what happens if they fully die, though. Are they done for the level? Do they enter a magic door? It seems like they actually just came out of a coffin, so maybe that is actually how it works. I'm learning lessons from my own footage. I was playing on PlayStation 4, if it's not clear by the buttons. It was actually a PS4 Pro, and it looks pretty darn good. Like I said, like the scope and the detail off in the distance. If you take a moment, just move your eyes from the action, look off at the Avatar-style floating rocks and vines and stuff like that. It looked pretty darn cool. I'm excited to see what the other environments hold. But we are about to be done with this horde, and when we are, holy freaking crap. Have you ever seen the Muppet movie where Animal grows huge? Well, if you haven't, you're about to relive what I enjoyed when I was young. Okay, Sadeki thinks that they are going to take us out, but I'm pretty sure we won that one.
What massive miscreation is this monstrosity? Darwin spectacles! How will our heroes get out of this one? Tune in next week to find out in another gripping installment of The Strange Brigade.
I really like that whole TV show episodic vibe. It's like, see the Strange Brigade next time when they face off against Unclipped Nails. and also a giant creature. Here's our stat screen. We're seeing how everyone did, getting some awards, looking at our collectibles. We didn't find many of the relics, nor the jars, nor the golden cat. So you can see there's a lot of reason to go back into these levels, outside of the fact that you are gaining currency and you are progressing throughout the characters, throughout the game. You want to go back if you want to collect everything. A lot to do, and I really look forward to checking out the full release later this summer. August 28th is the date. Big thanks to Rebellion. Big thanks to Strange Brigade. Man, it definitely was a breath of fresh air. It definitely made my week better. It was the lighthearted boost that I needed, and hopefully it was a fun boost for you as well. So thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, everybody. I love you. Drink so much chocolate and let me know what you think of the game in the comments down below. Check out the link if you're curious for more. And until next time, we'll see you all later.